let's talk something helpful. When you're facing emotional manipulation due witchcraft, portals while you sleep, or distorted dreams, anxious, paranoid, depressed, or general feeling like unlike yourself, thinking and acting in ways that you normally don't act, all that emotional manipulation or distortion actually happens in your dream state. So we are the most vulnerable of witchcraft attack when we are sleeping. When sleep, our souls begin to wander beyond the body into the spirit world. Sleep for the body, but not necessarily for the spirit. The spirit will technically be awake, wandering and moving in the spirit world, in the ethereal realm, while the body will remain still in the present. Sleep is a particularly vulnerable position for people experiencing witchcraft and spiritual attack, because during that moment that we enter to sleep, the spirit begins to wander from the body. Negative spiritual entities will begin to initiate their spiritual attacks. Hello, beautiful people. It's your mystic being here. Today I'm going to spill some spirituality. How sorcerers attack your dreams in order to negatively impact your emotions and your reality in the waking world. Of course, I'll code also some ways to protect yourself in the dream state at the end of this video as well. But if you ever felt you've woken up in the wrong side of the bed, or uneasy, agitated, disturbed, or even plain sad or depressed upon waking up, and you also know and suspect that you are experiencing witchcraft and spiritual attack, the chances are your emotions are being manipulated and essentially reprogrammed while you are in the dream state. I've been talking a lot on this channel about this stuff and codes and how to auric etherical energy can be reprogrammed for the better when we are doing our own inner healing work, or we are receiving energy healing sessions, Dio, Reiki healing, and other stuff. Like I can do it by my palms. Anyway, all these things can be manipulated by spell work and specifically by entities' energy experience sent to carry out the spells. This usually happens in the dream state because of the way that the time and the energy shifts at night. This is going to naturally open portals for darker and more malevolent energies to emerge. Let's dig deeper into this topic of this. 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. The cosmic energy is going to shift. Portals are going to open and dark and malevolent energies will become to sort emerge from the darker dimensions during the night hours. I say dark and maleficent because not every dark energy is technically maleficent, and not every dark energy that comes out at night is malevolent. So there is dark energy, of course they are both dark and malevolent, but more of these dark maleficent are assigned to you for every reason, for generational covenant, past life covenant, current life issues like witchcraft, spell work. They will locate you using solely blueprint or your unique energy stamp. We all have unique energy stamp, soul blueprint. Even though these are unique, there are similarities in groups, ancestry, and etc. And also based on the similarity of people's destiny, purpose, and life missions. So this conversation of soul blueprint and codes, it's an important factor to understand destiny swapping. When somebody harvesting your energy, he's basically stealing your soul blueprint and giving their negative soul print to you. So we're being targeted by entities who are not actually looking for us, but for the source of sorcerers that are swapping their energy before the sorcerers that have been clocking you in their own negative energy. And as the entity begins to come to you at night to perform some mission against you and your spiritual progress, we would do either by pulling on your soul as it emerges from the body, or by submerging itself into your energetic frame and hooking itself into one or more of your energy points. And the points will be usually the lower chakra. That's why it's very important to know how to transmute and how to transform the energy. Shift in the solar. What the demonic malevolent entity pulls on your spirit, it's essentially capture, place chain, or some type of bind. And usually the bind will be on the feet, the neck, or the eyes, if they want to bind you spiritually. And this will show up as physical symptoms in the body. You may feel heaviness, certain parts of the body. You may feel pain in the back, or neck, on the shoulders, etc. You may wake up with scratches as well. Once they've captured and bound your spirit, they will begin to carry your spirit into the darker realms and dimensions, especially on the darker side of the Marine King. Does it sound scary? It is not. Listen to me. You experience a lot of sexual dreams, that marriage that never come true, where it's a lot of water involved, dreams with water, or dreams where a lot of food around you, especially sweets and meat. And that is your sign that you are dealing with marine spirits and spirit spouse attachment or death spirits, envious darker realms and dimensions where their entities will carry your spirit once they trapped it. The mission is essentially to tank your ethereal essence, to tank your soul nature, so you bear witness to a lot of perverse and heinous situations. This could be things sexually perverse or things that violently preserves. Like I've had a lot of dreams of people unalived, physically harmed, or even myself being physically harmed in dreams. So once you spend much more night in being taken through spiritual darkness, your heart chakra and your solar chakra, where your courage lies, is definitely going to take a hit. Your heart will feel block, you feel fear, you feel exhaustion, you can feel paranoia, and all of these things are going to manifest as imbalances and blockages in the chakras, right? Here is the real tea, why these demonic agents essentially try to tank your spirit in the ethereal essence. So the trick is that the longer that you carry you around these negative spiritual impression, where you're seeing dark things, you're feeling dark things, you're waking up in a dark mood, the longer that you carry around this darkness, the more access these spirits are going to have to you. So entities do all these works of dragging you to dark places, frightening, trapping, harming us in the spirit. We can walk around with these dark, heavy emotions and essentially make ourselves walking portals. Because as long as we have this dark and negative emotional energy rolling in your etheric field, the entity can locate you and or even walk in and out of energy in any time. Because demonical energy, they have to have portal in this realm. How at night certain portals will open based on the time of the night, but you are dealing with a situation where entity wants to attach to you, and they essentially tank your energy and your auric field, so you can become the walking portal for them to enter into a human world whenever they please. So carrying around these heavy burdens and emotions is going to lower us than the energetic scale, and it will make it easier to this group of spirits to take again and again each night, and even in our waking life, into more realms and dimension. And so there's some signs you may be entrapped or taken to a darker lower dimension where you are sleeping, is that you regularly dream of being nighttime, dream of being in a dark houses where the lights don't turn on, or in another dark places, or underground, or in caves, or in dark forests, or of course being underwater. So it can both trap your spirit to carry you to the demonic realm, and it can hook itself into your body. So essentially, the more that it traps your spirit each and every night, taking it to this virus dimension and trapping it to those dimensions, it's going to create holes and gaps, tears and weaknesses in the aura, and that's going to make it easier for an entity to latch to the physical body. And once the entity begins that process of latching onto the physical, spiritual and etherical body, that entity is going to become a personal entity attachment that can follow you wherever you are, monitoring you wherever you are, and can spread onto other people through intimate encounters like kissing and doing what grown folks do. So we have to remember that what these entities most access to human affairs and the human realms. This is why they latch onto you and to oppress them and possess them, because they literally cannot fully access the human physical experience without a human host or an animal host. That's another part of it. So now let's talk about a few solutions. As I always say, there's no one size fits to all witchcraft and spiritual attack. If you like to personalize it, it's something I advise. When you personalize it, you develop it your own. Nevertheless, here's some general remedies I would recommend that need to be a process of preparing the spirit for wandering into the spirit world. So we should always be giving the spirit a directive or mission when we're going to sleep. So it's not wandering aimlessly in the spiritual and astral realm. For instance, it's sometimes I'll say in my head, show me where I am bound, show me where I'm bound, over and over until I go to sleep. Or I'll make a declaration and say, I'm delivered, I'm delivered, I'm delivered. And into my spirit would going to be going out in the others and making sure what I said it come true. And it work with the same declaration and directive for 3 days. So your spirit will be bringing you discernment on this matter for the entirety of that time. And of course, make sure that you are writing down the dreams that you are having, because the spirit will be bringing you messages as you dream. In terms of dealing with the emotional imbalances when you wake up, as I always say, spiritual people not just waking up immediately going to work day. You want to make sure when we wake up we're energetically, emotionally cleared. I mean, doing yoga exercises, breathing, guiding meditation, calling back our spirits, sound ball, flutes, sound frequencies, guitar, anything, and to process energetic emotional clearance on this basis. With this being said, if you need more information how to protect yourself, you have to contact me in person, because we can't reveal everything on here because they are everywhere.